Morning. No news today. Looks like earlier on we had some red news. Nothing too major though. Just retail sales for January. So today should be good. All right. Let's get into US30. Okay, looking at the weekly candles, still stuck within this big range right here. So we're just gonna mark out this range and drop down because there's really nothing the weekly's gonna tell us. Same here at the daily. We're rejecting this high up here. So potential for us to come now visit this lower range that we've created. We've kind of created this smaller range on the daily now, but it's ultimately just part of this weekly range that we're sitting in here. So yeah, probably gonna come down and test 33,700-ish level if we continue to push down. This candle already put in its high up here, starting to make a low. So if we start breaking the previous candle low, then yeah, we're probably coming down and test this level down here. Very ugly range that we're sitting in. Let's drop down a little lower here. And now you're able to see the kind of daily range that we're sitting in as well. So refine our range to an even smaller area that we're sitting in here. And yeah, there's really nothing for us to take within here until we get some kind of breakout here. So I think I'm going to be looking at the other pairs probably, more likely not. Yeah, so looking at the weekly candle on NASDAQ, looks a lot better. We had last week's reject, and looking here, 3 continuous weeks of lower highs being put in here. So if this candle continues to kind of pull away from that high, we're going to mark this high so you can see on the lower time frames. But if we continue to pull away from that high, as the candle starts to flip bearish, we break these lows down here, then we're going to get a good move to the downside. Because looking left here, we had this clean traffic here on the weekly, so there's really nothing that's going to stop us from heading down once we do decide to flip that. Also, to kind of help us, we have this resistance area that we projected to, so a little more confluence there. But yeah, it looks like we put in our high, starting to back off of it a little bit. The high was yesterday's high, so we'll see if we respect that. Today's candle though hasn't put in a high yet, so not a good sign there. So we might have just put in our low on the daily. Once this candle flips bullish, we might come test that high. So it's a little bit of a tricky spot because the weekly's telling us we're probably heading bearish, but daily's saying we haven't made our move to the upside yet. So we'll keep an eye there. Hourly time frame, this is our range that we're sitting in right now. This is the high from yesterday, so once that's broken, once the high is broken, probably going to get a nice continuation move if it does to come test those highs. If not, if it's respected, then we're going to start seeing this candle flip bearish. And where is the low of this candle? Well, this is our low that we've already put in right here. So if we start breaking that one, that low, then we're probably going to continue pushing to the downside there. So we might be able to take some kind of opportunity to short right here. Once that's broken, take that sell here, target first level down here, next level somewhere down within there. Let's hop to SPX. Alright, SPX weekly candle looks similar to NASDAQ's, where we've had 3 highs being put in, the lower highs in the last 3 weeks here. So, and we're rejecting pretty hard here. So if this candle does back off and start breaking its low, good opportunity to go down short. Go down a little bit. Here we've had this big consolidation area up in here. This is kind of a range that we're sitting in here, so we're going to mark this low. That's kind of our swing low. So we have this little mini uptrend right here on the daily. Once we start breaking that low right here, that's kind of a shift of structure to the bearish side. So kind of where we're going to target for a move if we do make a move to the downside, because that's where we're going to start seeing a switch in structure. So looking at the daily, this is the same thing as NASDAQ, where we are putting in our low right now and we haven't broken up above the high yet. So kind of a risky play to take this short. That low right there, and we'll mark these highs up here, and this is your range that we're in. So drop down a little more, 5-minute time frame. NASDAQ by far looks the best for today if we were to be able to take this short, so we're going to keep an eye on NASDAQ here. We'll look at the DXY real fast, see what this is doing. Okay, weekly candle on the DXY coming up into this rejection area that we've had before right here. So I imagine we're going to come up and probably fill some of this wick, if not all of it. This week's candle broke the low of the previous week's candle, but is flipping back bullish now and breaking previous highs, so we should see continued pushes to the upside today as soon as volume starts kicking in. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, we're starting to break out on this daily candle here. We had this consolidation area here. Now we're starting to push up and break this high. So there's really nothing saying we should stop pushing to the upside here. So I imagine we're going to come up and we're either going to come test these highs up here or push up a little bit higher to these rejection Fibonacci zones, create some kind of flag to the upside before making another move down. But yeah, I'm expecting this to continue pushing to the upside today. Let's drop down a little bit more. Yeah, so this range was pretty clean range that we were in. Now we're starting to break out of that. So keep an eye on this candle, but it looks like we're going to push out of it eventually sometime today. But yeah, lower time frames, same thing, kind of projecting a little bit up here, ranging towards this, so that's fine, kind of creating a range towards the top. I might just consolidate within here for a little bit before we come break the high up there and make that move to the upside. Let's hop to gold real fast. We've got 11 minutes until the opening candle. And I've got to open my terminal up. Just one second. Perfect. Alright. Got my terminal up. Alright, weekly candle on gold. Starting to get that retracement finally that we needed. We had this big push up, now we're dropping. Looks like we're going to continue dropping. There's really nothing telling us that we're going to stop for now. Daily candle put in its high already, starting to push down. So I'm expecting just to continue to see a drop today on gold. The lower time frames kind of still just breaking structure on the lower time frames. We had this nice move down, so that might need to eventually be corrected here. Might see some kind of move like this before another leg up. If not, then as soon as we break lows here, then we're just heading down to the next level. So next level's right here, and here and here. So we'll see. But yeah, expecting gold to continue pushing to the downside. There's no reason for it to push up right now unless we're just gonna correct this move right here. And come and retrace somewhere up in there before making that next move down. And that's the only reason I would expect it to retrace, but it's looking like we're just kind of crawling down for now. So as soon as we start seeing some lower time frame breaks of structure here, that's when we can maybe expect that retracement, because looking at the lower time frames, we just have this kind of move right here going on. So we need to see like break structure here. We need these highs broken, some kind of move like that before we start to see some kind of moves. Switch to like the uptrend on the micro time frames to retrace that big move to the downside. Let's come back here real fast. 5 minutes. We got 9 minutes until the opening candle. It was NASDAQ. Yeah. NASDAQ's the one that looks probably the cleanest right here. So we're going to mark this high right there and This low right there. So yeah, if this low's broken, looking left, I mean, we've got pretty good move to the downside here that we can mirror. So yeah, expecting this to continue pushing to the downside if we break out these lows. But who knows? We could stay in this range, or we could break these highs. And once these highs are broken up here, probably going to come up and test these highs up there, or even the top of the range up there. US30 looks like it's might be already trying to break out of here. Let's look at the 15-minute. Yeah, looks like it's probably gonna drop here. Come test this low potentially. Nasdaq's pushing down as well. SPX is too. SPX and US30 look pretty identical today. So we'll see what happens. We've got 2 minutes left until this, or 2.5 minutes until this candle closes here. 5-minute candle. If we can get it to close somewhere down in here, then the next candle closes a bullish kind of rejection. Then we can take a break of that to the downside. That'd be a perfect setup that I want to see, but it doesn't always play out like that. So. Let's hop to GJ real fast. Got a little time. On GJ weekly candle, pushing bullish, breaking above these highs as well. So we haven't put in our weekly low at all from the start of the week. We just pushed straight up. So I would not be surprised if we start to see a little bit of retracement. But looking here, we're just testing the high of this range. It's just a big consolidation range that we're in on the daily time frame. So. We need a break of this high up here ultimately, and looking at the week or the daily candles, we put in lows here, higher low. We need this candle to put in a higher low here if we're going to continue to push up. We don't want it to come test this previous candle's low. So put in our low. Once it starts to flip back bullish and break these highs, that's also breaking the high of this range, and that should give us the confirmation we need to come push up and test here, even this high up in there. So expecting GJ to push bullish today. Let's look at this. Delete some of this real fast. Looking here, you could play something like this just because we're expecting a bullish move. So maybe you play like a half risk on something like this just because this is a little bit higher of a risk of a play, because we have this actual bigger move right here that could be corrected. So you could see some kind of move to the downside here and then a move up. But that would break the daily's low if it did that. So I'm not sure if it will do that. Looking here, we've got a little bit of a channel forming too to the downside right here. So potentially a good sign that we're going to start turn around right here and maybe head back up to the upside and test that high of that channel. Brother, I'm going to buy gold from 1851. You're in a gold buy from 1851. Yeah, it's a little far. Hopefully we get that retracement then for you, because we need to see a move up eventually, up into back into 1900 to correct these moves up in there. But it's really bearish, so I'd be careful taking any kind of buys on gold right now. Now on gold in lower time frames, we're just in a consolidation area right here. So really just whatever way we break out is which way we're going to continue heading for the day, really. So we start pushing the downside, break these lows, then we're going to keep pushing down. There's a lot of, we're overextended quite a bit right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a low retracement, maybe into here. Even better would be clear up into 1900 level, but we'll see what happens. Got 4 minutes until the open here. Starting to make this push down. Nasdaq. Yeah, this could be perfect if it does close as a little bullish candle right here. Right before the open, so that way at the open we can take a sell once this level's broken. But yeah, good luck on your gold buys. Hopefully we get some kind of retracement. You said you're in gold 1846, 1848, and 851. So yeah, if we get a retracement, then your 1846 is going to be in profit. So what up by you? What do you see on US30? In US30, it's hard because we're kind of just consolidating on the weekly time frame. So when you're consolidating on higher time frames, it's even harder to navigate trades. So we already put in our high and backed off here, so it's looking like the weekly might flip bearish for the rest of the week. And looking at yesterday's candle, we tested that high up there and closed back bearish. So now our current candle is making this move to the downside, probably going to come test the low of the previous day and come also test the low of this range on the daily. So I imagine we're going to get some kind of bullish move today on the indices. That's kind of what I was expecting. We've got 2 minutes left until the New York Open. So yeah, so as soon as this low down here is broken is where I'm targeting. Let's mark this. Sells below 12,485. Okay, so kind of where I'm taking my entry right here. Over here. Yeah, so as soon as we get a break around here, we're going to get a volume increase in just a second. In 1 minute and 30 seconds, we're going to start seeing a pickup of volume. I think we're going to get a move to the downside looking at everything else, especially with the DXY pushing to the upside. If DXY continues to push up and we're breaking out of this range and it's not a fake out, then yeah, we should see this move up, which means that we should see the indices drop. Should see US30 drop today. So you'll see we got 1 minute left and we got our opening candle. DXY is coming to tap and test that range. I'm interested to see if this candle closes back inside of here, what happens. It's got 17 seconds left until the open. Looks like Nasdaq's making a little bit of a push to the downside potentially. SPX got this low right here. SPX might have potential to take sells below there as well. Might look a little cleaner. So here's our opening candle, starting to push up just a little bit. Let's take a look at our 30-minute candle real fast. So here, looking at 30-minute candle, looks like we might just be putting in we put in our high here. We might just be putting in our high now. So once that candle starts to flip back bearish right here, then we should see a push to the downside. Unless that candle comes up and we test the high up here, then we're probably going to continue pushing bullish. Looking at this 30-minute candle, starting to back off the high. SPX put in its high and is starting to flip bearish. And US30 is already pushing bearish. So should be fine here. I'm actually going to do a little higher risk trade, and I'm going to take a sell as soon as this level's broken. No, we're going to stay with this level. DXY, really not doing anything yet. So we got US30 pushing down, Nasdaq pushing up, and SPX not really doing anything. So we'll wait for a second. Looks like US30 might come and tap this low, 33,820. back to this 30-minute candle here. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because we are coming to test the high now, and if we break that, then we don't really have anything to work with because we haven't put in our low here yet either, and we're breaking the high. So this could just be like a whipsaw to the upside before it comes back down and closes back bearish or closes as a doji. We'll see. This candle closes in 2-3 minutes basically. So SPX, NASDAQ pushing up. All three of them starting to make a nice little push to the upside. So XY is dropping a little bit. Gold still right in the middle of that channel or that range. So on the lower time frames, you can see a little bit of our microstructure we're putting in right here. So really, we just need to respect this low right here. We could see some kind of move into here. This is just a 1 minute time frame, so could see some kind of retracement down into there for the next move up. I'm not really counting this as a low because this move right here didn't break the actual high. It's really this move as a whole, just on the higher time frame right here. So expecting if it does not want to push up right now, then we're probably going to retrace somewhere into here and then make that move to the upside. SPX coming up still. Really no opportunities yet. NASDAQ's coming up. If we get a nice close up here and the next candle comes and makes a low and then breaks this high, then we can potentially look for some kind of buy opportunity here. Yeah, it's just kind of a tricky day. It's not really making any kind of strong move yet, so I imagine it's just waiting a little bit. Could happen around 8. Who knows? And DXY still making a little bit of that move to the downside. We start to see a little shift of structure here, then we have this liquidity grab. If we start breaking structure, then we might be heading bearish, but we'll see. We've got a long ways to go until that happens. So kind of interesting. Not really doing much. I wonder. Volume looking. Had more volume earlier at 6:30, so about an hour ago we had more volume than we do right now. We just had that 5-minute candle close as a nice doji, kind of whipsawed both directions here, so hard to navigate this now because you had that candle. There's no clear direction where it wants to go, so I'd be a little more patient with it. See if we can find some kind of short-term trade here. This move to the downside here. There's our daily candle looking. So we're just bouncing off this. Yeah, no. Too bullish here. Can't take any kind of sell there. This 30's making another move to the upside, breaking the highs again, but it's hard to play this when you have two dojis in a row right here. This could be just the exact same candle where we're making this push up and then we'll flip back bearish. I really don't want to get caught in that today. So here, NASDAQ and SPX actually had decent closes. So this 5-minute candle on the lower time frames on SPX, we're starting to put in lows here on the 5-minute candle. So as long as we continue to respect those, we're going to keep seeing pushes to the upside. As soon as we start breaking these though, that's when there's really no clear trend. So DXY is going to retrace a little bit, then we could see a decent move to the upside here. This next 5-minute candle closes in 1 minute or in 2 minutes, so as we get closer we'll see if NASDAQ can come up and get close to breaking the high of this range. Bit of a rejection wick there, so a minute left on this candle. If it closes like this, then yeah, I just don't know if we're gonna get an opportunity today. Not getting very much momentum going. Let's take a look at our 30-minute candles real fast. So we haven't broken the high of the previous candle yet. We put in our low, so now we're kind of backing off there. Looking at NASDAQ, we did break the high there, but this candle doesn't have a bottom wick yet, so would not be surprised if we get a little bit more of a retracement to the downside here. DXY doing anything yet? No. DXY is just putting in another low here. Looking at all these lows on the 30-minute candle, just put in our low. Now it's starting to back off, so probably flip bullish eventually at some point. So 5 minutes left here on the 15-minute candle, and we're pushing up on this one. NASDAQ's pushing up, and US30 is also pushing up. The only problem is, so is the DXY. Everything is pushing up right now, so we just got to figure out which one's going which direction first. DXY is putting in lows here, and they're all respecting each other. So this 15-minute candle looks like it's about to flip bullish for the last 5 minutes and probably go up and push and break this high up there. So yeah, I would not be surprised if we see this start to drop now because of the DXY starting to get a little bit more of a push to the upside. Just get another doji close here on the 5-minute. So yeah, that 5-minute candle closes a very strong rejection. So now we're just sitting in the middle of all these ranges, and there's really nothing to work with here. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna do this trade. I'm gonna enter this trade. I'm not sure if it's gonna play out today, but I'm gonna enter in right here as well. I'm gonna put a buy limit down at 165.46 on GJ. Kind of my reasoning behind that is looking at our daily time frames. We have a lot of clutter right here, but daily time frames coming up to the top of this range up here, coming to test that, and we're putting in lows and respecting that. So I'm expecting this candle to continue to put in a low right here at the 786 fib, and then continue to push up and test the high of that range. That's kind of my reasoning behind that. And we're starting to create this little channel to the downside. So another sign that we're probably going to push to the upside if we respect this low down here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter this for later. It's probably not going to hit for a bit. If it even does hit, it could just take off from here because we have a lot of rejections in here. But the risk to reward is not as good right there for me, so I'm not going to make it that high up. We can hear 5 minute on US30's got 2 minutes left, and we're kind of pushing to the upside. Looks like Nasdaq's also pushing up, and SPX is as well. So everyone's pushing up. What's DXY doing? DXY's hanging out. I'm not convinced that the DXY is going to drop though, so that makes it hard to take any kind of buy here. Might have to be on the next 5 minute candle if we can get a close up here, but Nasdaq's been struggling to close up above this level, so we need it to come push up and close up there. Otherwise there's no trade because it's just been wicking it pretty hard. So gold looks like we're coming to break out of this range right here. We take a low risk trade on gold today. I think we could actually take a decent trade on gold. I'm actually going to put a buy limit or a buy stop right above this level, so my buy stop is going to be 1839.35. Expecting some kind of retracement on gold, just because we've been pushing so high up. So I'm gonna put it slightly below this low. This is a higher risk play, so don't do like half risk or something like that. Buy stop right there, and we'll see. You'll see if that hits. Gonna put a buy stop right above this high. If we do get that push up, then that should put us in that trade. XY still next 5 minute candles making a high now. We'll see. Right now we're looking like we're gonna continue pushing up as long as these are respected here. Looking at gold on the 1 hourly, you can see kind of range we're in. So if we do get finally a breakout above there and a close, that'd be perfect because we have all this that we need to correct to the upside right here. So it could be a potential good opportunity for a buy. Nasdaq closed a little better than the previous candle, so we'll see if this candle comes up and starts to break the highs up here. Then we can also take buys, buys up here, and our stop would be right below the candle, whatever low it makes, and target somewhere up there. But if not, we might just sit in this range for the rest of the day. Who knows? thing I did want to look at is right here. Weekly candle. Starting to break the lows. We are in this big rejection area though, so who knows if we turn around here. This is AUCHF. Algo that I've been running is actually in some buys on this. I just want to see if it's gonna head in the right direction or not. Looks like we're breaking out of this range here. Might come down and test the lows, the low of this push to the upside. If not, then we've got this nice move that we can kind of fib here. Might see it reject right here potentially and start to move to the upside. But looking at the lower time frames, it's just a big consolidation zone that we're in, so see where that goes. Gold making any kind of move up yet? Not yet. So we might have to wait for, smart move might be to wait for the next hour candle to open and come and put its low, and then if it puts in its low first and then breaks a high, then that's a good opportunity to take that long. Okay, NASDAQ looks like we're starting to push up right here. XY. Okay, I'm gonna take this half risk here. We're gonna have to drop down a little bit. We're gonna have to play this on the 2-minute if it does break up here. Even better if we can get some kind of rejection right there, that'd be awesome, but nah. And we're good. Okay, 5-minute candle. Put in our low here. So all we need to do now is close somewhere up within here. We've got 1 minute left, and then the next candle can come in and put a low here. I'm actually not going to put our stop loss right there because the next 5-minute candle will probably hit that. So we're going to wait on that. If we do, actually it's going to have to be this 5-minute candle right here. Our stop's going to be that low. If it decides to break on this candle, if the next candle closes, if this candle closes in here, the next candle comes in and puts in a low and then breaks it, then that's a good opportunity for us right there. Really good opportunity for a buy. NASDAQ and SPX are the only ones pushing up. US30 is not doing anything. DXY is pushing up. Little sketchy. 20 seconds left on this, so see how this closes. Okay, looks like we're starting to break it, maybe. Actually, I don't know why I did this on this broker. On my broker, it's not even close to breaking it yet. My entry's not until my broker 1776. I don't know, my numbers are way off. Anyways, yeah, we're just gonna do it right there. So we're gonna play on the low here. Actually, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna put, once this high is broken, if it breaks its own high, then I'm gonna enter a buy there and put the stop below this current candle if it flips back bullish. That's what we're gonna do. Because we could just be putting in our low like we did on each of these last two candles, maybe come down somewhere into here, tap into there, then flip back bullish and break its own high. That's where we can take our buy right up there with our stop right below. $12.66. Okay, so yeah, here's our low. Maybe if we start to reject here and flip bullish, then that's a very good sign that we're going to continue to push up. If we close bearish though, then we're just rejecting and looking here. DXY is doing exactly what we wanted NASDAQ to do. It's putting in these lows. So this pushing up, it's a little more risky, and this feels like this might be some kind of fake out here. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. Oops. 9 minutes until the hourly close. So let's take a look at the hourly candles. Hard to say that this is going to push bullish after these 2 hourly candles here, unless this one closes back bullish. SPX, we got 2 rejection ways to the downside, so I can see it there. NASDAQ, we might see an actual bullish close here. Gold, still just doji right here, so. DXY looks like it's going to continue pushing to the upside, so I'm not sure we should be taking any kind of buys here on the indices. Similar with gold, I'm not sure. I'm probably going to keep this buy limit in case it does make some kind of big push to the upside. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. It's in today, might not happen today. Wow. Push down now. Yeah, I think we might see some more moves to the downside here based on how the DXY is making push up. How can we get involved here? 1 minute till this candle closes. So if we get some kind of close down in here and the next candle comes and breaks these lows here, then yeah, we could probably take some kind of sell. About it though. I think, look here on NASDAQ, it's a little less clean. Yeah, US30 starting to break the low now, so probably this is when we're going to come test the actual low down here. SPX is breaking the low right now. There's no way to take this trade though because we pushed straight up, so we need some kind of rejection here, maybe even just like a 2-minute rejection. That way we can take a sell once that low's broken. Yeah, DXY is just going to continue pushing up, so I think we need to get involved with some sells here. Yeah, I'm not sure if or when this is going to hit, but I'm going to keep it for now. Okay, 5-minute candle just closed. So now, we have this candle open. Pretty strong rejection here. Pretty strong rejection 3 times right here. So this is obviously a zone that we've struggled to break, which makes it even riskier to take a sell on the break of that because it could just be another rejection. But take a look at the hourly candles real fast. Yeah, I think this is just gonna be one of those days where we don't get an opportunity. So the only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to wait till this candle closes, and if this candle starts to flip bearish because we already put in our high and we start breaking these lows, then we can take a sell to the downside. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to be taking any other trade. This very ugly range that we're in. DXY is pushing up. These ones aren't dropping, so. Okay, so our candle's starting to flip bearish, maybe. Alright, SPX might do it first. Put in our high, starting to push down. See if we break the low of the previous candle. Maybe something like this. Is there anything lower we could work with? On a break of this low right there, we could take our sell. It's very tricky to navigate today. Okay, so we just had that 5-minute candle close pretty strong bearish. So now we're putting in our high here. As long as this candle respects the previous high and we start flipping bearish, then yeah, we're going to be good to take a sell as soon as that happens. DXY is coming up, pushing above this high right now, so we should start to see these continue to drop. Put a sell stop right below that low. $41.09. Yeah. I'll stop at 4103. Cool. So I'm not sure if it's gonna break it, but if it does, then I'm gonna take that sell to the downside. One minute till this hourly candle closes, so we're just gonna look at this real fast, and then we're gonna call it a day. So yeah, looking at the hourly, it's probably not gonna happen right now, but this candle's gonna close somewhere up there. Yeah, this one just opened, so imagine we're gonna make some kind of push to the upside here. It's gonna take a while, then we'll finally break this low. Once that happens, we'll be triggered into the trade, and we can come in, push these lows down here, here, and here. So kind of what I'm expecting there. Here's our 8 o'clock volume coming in. Yeah, generally you see a little spike of volume at 8 o'clock. So we'll wait to see if we get this breakout the downside. Actually, we're not going to wait because it might take us a while. So I'm going to leave that there. I'll update the Telegram if I get out of it or if it activates or whatever. So same with gold. I'm going to leave my buy stop up there. I don't know if it's going to break out of this range today or whatever, but I'm going to leave that there. So, but yeah, that's it for me. So I'll see you all back on tomorrow.